Hello team, sorry I can't be with you today, but you know how I enjoy my meetings. So what we're going to do today is to work a little bit with your portfolio and give you a couple of, well, an hour to kind of get a start on it if you haven't done this already. So if you have not started, you're going to start with the ePark 2, More English Language Arts, and then Advanced Science Fiction. So if you've not enrolled in the class, which hopefully everyone has, but if you have not, you need to scroll down on the side and there will be an Enroll Me key down here. Hopefully, again, you've all signed in. So we jump into, here we go, the website. And where we're focusing first is this portfolio assignment and rubric right at the top. So I do recommend going into the link because it actually does give the assignment. There's a couple things to notice in here. The whole Google Slides, or you can create your own website if you feel more comfortable with that, Weebly, Wix, Google Sites, something like that. And notice that it is 20% of your final grade. This replaces your final exam. So you want to make sure to spend a good deal of time and make this look really, really nice. All right, there are some requirements. So your portfolio homepage, I'd like you to include a picture of yourself and then a header slide or a splash page if you're making a website. Please give your portfolio a creative title. You can keep the Sci-Fi portfolio as a subtitle, but come up with something a little bit more interesting. And then the information goes here, the due date. I wouldn't worry about that so much, just put in fall 2015 and that will be fine. And then your subsequent slides. Again, you can look through this on your own time. And then check over these possible points, all these points. You want to make sure you're doing these things to get your 200 possible points. All right, so back onto ePark. There is an example that you by all means may steal, but make sure you change it. Make sure you make it look your own, right? So at the very least, you want to change the theme that goes with it. So you'll see that when you open yours up, you will only be able to view it. So what you need to do is you're going to go to File, and you're going to make a copy. And then what I would suggest is doing the Sci-Fi portfolio and putting in your name. Please actually put your name in. Old joke. All right, and you're going to hit OK. The other thing I would like you to do is, once you've kind of got this going, if you have not done this already, is to open up your Google Drive. And my Google Drive will look a lot more crowded than yours will because of all the different things I have going on here. But for ease of sharing, because I'm going to be looking at this several times over the course of the semester, if you would create a Sci-Fi folder or an Advanced Sci-Fi folder, and then in that Advanced Sci-Fi folder, if you would create another folder that would be like submitted materials or something, or if you want to just keep it as the Sci-Fi folder, which is fine, then what I want you to do is share it with me. So if you find the Sci-Fi folder that you just created and you right-click on it, and there's a share button, click on that, and then type in BLAKES, and mine should be the only one to come up, Jeffrey.Blakesley PCCSK12. Click that and make sure it says Can Edit over here and Send. Then everything that you put into that folder will automatically be shared with me, aka the portfolio. So jumping back to the one that you've created with your name on it, before you do anything else, go into File, move to Folder, find your Google Drive Sci-Fi folder that you've shared, and you move it in there. Okay, and then at that point, I'll be able to get in and actually look at it when you tell me it's ready to be looked at. So again, at the very least, change the theme, come up with something over here, or you can design whatever you want to do. But part of the rubric is to have consistency through your slides. Okay, so when we open up our first slide, you see here is the Common Core Standard, State Standard SS for ELA. And it tells you to cite strong and thorough textual evidence to support analysis of what, oh, okay. Yeah, not really clear on what that's asking me to do, right? So if we go back into ePark and you scroll down on ePark, here are each one of the Common Core standards. So one of these, let me show you what it should look like on yours. So switch role to student. So as you scroll down here, there is read the vocabulary and translation. So if I read this and I'm not really sure what it's saying, click in the link here and you'll see it takes you into the vocabulary and translation. So here are some of the words that may be confusing, and then here it's a translation of exactly what it wants you to do for the slide. Gives you a couple of points to consider. Make sure your proof, make sure you're including this. And then if you want to, you can see what the example would look like for a story called Dear Me. So, your portfolio, we have this information. So when you're ready to do this, if you think, okay, now I understand what it's asking me to do, I'm going to cite the strong and thorough textual evidence, sure, I can do that, and you start to type in whatever you're going to use. So you might say the story The Hanging Stranger by Philip K. Dick is about alien invasion. Okay, obviously you're not going to get a lot of information on the slide if you're keeping it at that size. So please don't go any smaller than 12 because it gets very difficult to read. 14 is suggested. And what most people find is as you fill this out, because this one specifically is asking for specific textual evidence, aka I have to put in all the characters' names, I have to put in the settings that are important, I have to put in plot devices, different things like that, that this will end up actually being 2 slides long. So what you can do over here on the left-hand side is if you see that you're going to need another slide, then all you have to do is right-click, copy, put your cursor in between, paste. Now I have an exact copy of the slide. I can come up here and just put a little CON''T, continued. And then anyone who's looked at it will realize, okay, here's the first one. Oh yes, we're still in the second one. Or still on the first one, sorry. And now we've gone on to the second one here. So determine 2 or more themes. Third one, analyze the impact of choices regarding how to. And then what you'll have to do is on your own, you're going to have to create more of these slides. So what I would suggest is, again, copy, paste. I was using the hotkeys, that's why I did it automatically. Control C for copy, Control V for paste. And then I would need to change this to literacy number 4. And those then can be found out here, right? So 4 is the one we were working with Sand Kings. Here is my information. I copy it. I go into my portfolio and I paste it. And you'll see it looks different. So what we need to do is we want the formatting to be the same as the other slides. So I can highlight it. I can come up here and you have text color and highlight color. So I'm going to click highlight because you see it's white highlight behind it and I want to make that transparent. Then while it's still highlighted, I want this text color to match my other one, so I want it to be yellow. And I just highlighted it. Let me try that again. How about transparent, text color, yellow. And then it should be, does that look right? 12? How about a 14? So, and 14. Okay, so now it matches the other ones, and I'm ready to add my information here. So if you are specifically using the Sand Kings grid that we had done, then you may put your information in here several different ways. So if you take a picture, a photograph of the one that you hand wrote, then by all means you can copy and paste it into here. So you can do things like send it through email to yourself or some other way to get it digitally to yourself that you can copy and paste it in here. The other way is in the advanced sci-fi page again here. If we scroll down to evolution, the figurative vocabulary is here, and here is the grid. So if you'd like to, you can again go to File, make a copy so that it's yours, move it into the advanced sci-fi folder, that you created in your Google Drive. Fill this in digitally. And again, here's another nifty trick. So because you need quotes for all of these, all you have to do is open up another tab, Sandkings PDF. I'm going to link to the first one. And here it is. So if you know it was something to do with Lysandra, right? I can do Control F on my keyboard. It brings up a little find box up here. And I can say, okay, tell me where Lysandra was in there. And we say, aha, I remember she was talking about euphemisms, and that's one of my things. So I might find this and say, I want a bit of pest control, as Simon Crest said. Control C to copy. Go back into my Sandkings euphemism, and I can paste it in here. So I can move this around where I want it to go. There we go. Now I can move it around to where I want it to go. And remember, not only do you have to do the quote, but you also have to explain how this is. So this is a euphemism because Lysandra believes that Simon is asking her to kill someone. Highlight italics. Okay, so once you've got this all filled in, then you can copy the URL. I can go back into my portfolio, and then all I have to do is get a link in here. Now, you can do the link, which you see is very ugly. So what I like you to do, instead of Control Z undoes whatever you just did, let's delete this whole box. Instead is to create a link using either words or pictures. So I can do link, right? If I highlight the word and I hit Control K as in Kellogg's, it brings up a link. And then since I had copied the URL from here, right, copy, back in my portfolio, you paste the link in here, paste, apply. Now it's a much prettier thing to look at. So that's one way of doing it. Personally, I think it's more fun to look up link, and you can do, you might remember I did this with, in class, Zelda. And if I find a picture of link that I like, I just copy it, right click, copy image, go into my portfolio, and paste them in there, the link. And then you can do the same thing. While he's highlighted, Control K as in Kellogg, and paste the short, oops, can't paste the shortcut because I had just copied him. So copy. Now paste the shortcut, Control V as in Victor, apply. Now he becomes a link. So it's more fun to do this, and we can then tell our viewers, click me. And we can have some more fun with this as well. Let's give him a call out. So here, make him say it. We're going to arrange send to back order. Send to back. Oh no, okay. So link's white picture, so we have to bring it forward one, arrange order. Not far enough. Arrange order. Send it back. Okay. So now, you could have that little word. That was boring. You could have that incredibly horrible link. Or you have this fun page where you come in and it says, aha, click me. And then when someone comes in and watches the presentation, you can see he now becomes the link. All right. So anyway, you can have fun with that. There are several other links too. You can had students who do link sausages. Those are kind of fun. And one of my other favorites is actually a Muppet character named Link. So yeah, feel free to have some fun with it. And Link Hogthrob, what a great name. And have some fun with that. All right. So what I'd like you to, again, to work on today is to create this portfolio, make it yours, change the information that goes. Remember, I want you to put a picture of yourself up here too. You're going to have all of these if you want to just today go through and paste, create all of the different CCS literacy things. At the end of the template, you're going to see a couple things too. So here I have the score on day 1 of class. What I'd like you to put into this slide is a link to your PB assessment. So when I had you go through and just tell me what can you already do. And then reflections, these are going to be done at the very end. So it's kind of one of those things like, what did you know when you came in? What did you think you knew when you come in? What did you learn in sci-fi class? And then this will just be an awesome thing at the end to be able to look through and say, look at all these things we've accomplished in only a semester. So if you have any questions, then by all means email me and let me know. But hopefully you can get working on this today. And if there is something that maybe one of your friends can answer for you, that would be great too. So good luck, and I will see you soon. Thanks.